What's up, toasters? Today, I want to talk a little bit about why investing is important. So, without further ado, let's get toasty. Toasty. All right, guys. Look, I hate to hit you with a bombshell like this, but the truth is that if you work for the rest of your life at a normal day job, you will not be rich. You will have your retirement, no doubt, if you have a retirement fund saved up. But the thing is that the pioneers and the entrepreneurs and the people that do amazing things throughout the world did not just do one thing for their whole life. They have multiple things going on. That's just how it works. That's just the way the world works. And there are two ways to generate an income in our modern world. It's going to be day job, working for someone else, or small business, right? That generates income. Or it's going to be investments. And that includes the stock market, of course, like I always talk about. But it also includes bonds. It includes mutual funds. It includes precious metals. It includes real estate. It includes even your own small business on the side. All of these things are investments. To understand why it's a good thing to have these investments will definitely make you a more financially stable individual. One thing I will say is that it's never too late to start investing. You're never going to be too old to start. It's a constant. It's like saving money. You're never too old to save money. You're not behind, right? Just start saving today. Start investing today. I've already gone through videos on Robinhood, easiest investment app I've ever used, but there are several others. There's so many out there. They're everywhere. You can try Fidelity if you want. That's what I use usually. Going along those same lines, I always get the same first question anyone ever asks me or anyone ever wants to talk about is the fact that they've always heard investing makes you rich. This really can't be further from the truth. Yes, it does make you rich, but it's a different type of rich. It doesn't have to be money. It can be things. Real estate investing, like I just talked about, would not be money. It would be a thing. It would be an asset. I've talked about assets before and what that means. It is something that has value to give you more net worth, right? It is something that is a positive value for you, not a negative. So a loan is not a positive value. That's a negative. That's a negative asset. So it's technically called a liability. That's what they call them. So your house loan, your house mortgage liability, unless you have equity on top of it, the equity on top of it would be your asset. They always say, can I be rich doing this? And I want to say, sure you could, but it's not the same thing you're thinking of. And definitely don't go into it thinking like that, because you'll come out on the other side a very poor individual. Thinking that you can jump in with cash and jump out with more cash without any research or work done is, well, quite honestly, not the best idea. That doesn't really happen. There are ways to do it though. So here's what I'll say. You generate income and you have money make it for yourself. So you make money by letting your money work for you. Those are the two types of ways to generate this income. It's already been done. Studies have been shown. Unless you make tons of money per year and use it wisely, you will be just as poor, or not poor, but just the same financially as someone that just makes 60 grand a year average median income, because of the way our culture is. This is strictly talking about USA, but maybe there's others. Canada probably might be the same. UK, Europe, I couldn't tell you because honestly I never been. It's as easy to get started as it is to overthink it. You can jump in today with no money, $5, and get started and learn something about it. You can do that. It just takes initiative. That's all. And without it, you won't become some guy that can afford whatever he wants. When you're 65 and you retire, you will have that retirement to last you your whole rest of life. You won't be working, but you'll make the same income as when you were working, maybe a little bit more. It's insane that some people think that retirement is this luxurious living life. You just have more time and you have different priorities to spend your money on. And so that ends up correlating to, I can go on vacation instead of staying home and going to work the next day. That's the difference. But we still spend money just not in the same way. Stop thinking that retirement's going to get you out of a hole, because it won't. That's not how it works. To get you out and make you wealthy takes investing. And some people can't wrap their head around spending an exuberant amount of cash at first and expecting more in return, because maybe they're not risk takers. Maybe they can't handle that thought. The thought of it being financially unstable for 2 months in order to be more financially stable than you were before those 2 months is boggling to some people, and that doesn't have to be how it works. If you invest wisely in stocks that you've researched, then I don't believe you'll have a problem. Things like the coronavirus can happen at any point. You'll never know. But luckily for us, we know that the stock market can correct itself. People run the stock market. So when there's panic, they panic. When there's good news, they fall back to the stock market. This was just a simple lesson on investing as a whole, because someone told me that they're just afraid of doing it. They're afraid of it. They're afraid of the losses. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of that. They don't want to do rental houses because of this, and this. Their spouse wants to do rental houses. They don't necessarily want to do it because they don't know what would happen. They've never been in a situation before. It obviously takes a different mindset to do something like that. I get it. Some of you don't want to do that. You're not the type of person to want to do that. But there is an investing way for everyone. It exists, and it's not rocket science. So get on it. My last video, if you want to go look at that, check it out. It's about Robinhood and how I use it. I was just starting out in Robinhood just to show the viewers how I use it. I usually use Fidelity. Maybe I'll go down the line and do more investing apps just to show you. You'll wake up one day and realize, oh my gosh, I'm 30 years old and I don't have a retirement plan, and I don't have investing going on the side, and I have no passive income. The simple truth is this, going back to the fact I said at the beginning, you cannot have these goals in mind for living on a yacht when you retire, or for owning a freaking awesome house that costs way too much that most people can't even afford, without having investing going on. Unless you live the extremely frugal life that most people can't or won't do. Most likely it will be a little bit boring, but it doesn't have to be. You can still hang out with friends and stuff, and that's free, right? If you want more on that, you can check out one of my friends, well, not really my friend, I don't even know the guy, Andrei. He has YouTube videos and I watch him a lot. He's actually pretty inspiring, but he lives the frugal lifestyle that I can't do. I can't and won't do. I'm a different person, but I'm going to invest differently because of it. That's just how I am. If you want to check out those videos, there's a link in my notes. I get told a lot I'm too serious about this stuff, and it's impossible not to be, because it's an important matter. If I joke around a lot, you may not take me seriously. You've got to start with the first dollar. What are you waiting for? No matter what investment you choose, stay toasty.